Yeah, fine. Up. Good boy. Okay, you okay now? You are tired? I love you. Oh, I love you. Come here, read me a book of jokes. Do some. Hey. Okay, if you want some love. One day, a boy was digging in his backyard, and his neighbor asked him, "Hey, Timmy, what are you doing that for?" And Timmy said, "My goldfish died and I'm burying him." The neighbor noted, "Well, that's a mighty big hole for a goldfish, don't you think?" Timmy glared back, "No, my goldfish is inside your cat." Yeah. A passenger ship was passing a small island, and everyone could see a bearded man shouting and desperately waving his hand. So a passenger asked the captain, "Who is it?" The captain said, "I have no idea. Every year when we pass, it gets madder. It gets more crazy." No idea why. Who is it? Every year when we pass, it gets more crazy. It gets crazier. Maybe he doesn't like us. On the railway, children of 10 years and under travel at half price. So as the conductor began checking tickets, a woman sitting next to me told her daughter, "Now remember, you are only 10, okay?" The girl nodded her head. The conductor approached and asked the girl, "How old are you?" "10, sir." "And when will you be 11? "Oh, when I get off this train." I think I told you this joke, but I'm not sure, so in case. There was a minivan loaded with all kinds of things and kids pulling into the only remaining campsite. 4 children leaped from the vehicle and began feverishly unloading gear and setting up the tent. The boys rushed to gather firewood. The girls and their mother set up the camp stove and cooking utensils. A nearby camper marveled at the youngster's father. "That, sir, is some display of teamwork." The father said, Yeah, I have a system. I tell them no one goes to the toilet until the camp is set up." Well, what planet are you from? Baby? Yeah, what planet are you? Yeah, continue, guys. Just eat or whatever you like, huh? Did I stop you? A travel agent said to a customer, "I can get you 3 days and 2 nights in Rome for $100 only." The customer said, "How come so cheap?" The travel agent said, "The days are July 11, 12, and 13. The nights are July 21 and 22. You understand? 3 days and 2 different nights.
Two, maybe. Of course I do.
Honeymooners. A pair of honeymooners checked into the Watergate Hotel in Washington, D.C. That night, as the husband was about to turn off the light, his bride asked him, "Do you think this room is bugged?" Washington, D.C. "Oh, that was long ago, sweetheart," he reassured her. She asked again still, "But what if there is a microphone somewhere? I'll be so embarrassed." So the groom searched under tables and behind pictures and everywhere. Then he turned back the rug. Sure enough, there was a funny-looking gizmo in the floor. So he took out the screws, got rid of the hardware, and climbed into bed. The next morning, the newlyweds were awakened by a hotel clerk who wanted to know if they had slept well. "We did," replied the groom. "Why did you ask?" "Well, it's rather unusual," the clerk answered. "Last night, the couple in the room below yours had a chandelier fall on them." I also don't know much, so I keep reading like kids. No tone, no exclamation. Yeah. Two highway workers are at a construction site when a car with diplomatic plates pulls up. "Parlez-vous français?" the driver asked. The two just stared. "Hablan ustedes español?" The driver tried. There's some more. "Sprechen Sie Deutsch?" And the two construction workers continue staring. "Parla Italiano?" Nothing. Finally, the man drives off in disgust. One worker turns to the other and says, "Maybe we should learn a foreign language." "What for?" The other replies, "That guy knew 4 of them. And what good did it do him?" He still laughs. The story has it that a Soviet leader, Gorbachev, was late for a meeting and told his chauffeur to step on it. Floor it. The chauffeur refused on the ground that it would be breaking the speeding laws. So Gorbachev ordered him into the back seat and got behind the wheel himself. After a few miles, the car was stopped by a police patrol. The senior officer sent his subordinate to arrest the offender. A moment later, the officer returned, saying that the person was much, much too important to prosecute. "Who is it?" demanded the police chief. "I'm not sure, sir," replied the officer, "but General Gorbachev is his chauffeur." Just like when I'm driving you through the meditation, group meditation. A young man answered a wanted ad for an accountant as he was fresh out of business school. Now he was interviewed by a very nervous man who ran a small business that he had started himself. "I need someone with an accounting degree," the man said. "But mainly, I'm looking for someone to do my worrying for me." The accountant asked, "Excuse me?" The owner of the small business said, "Well, I worry a lot of things, but I don't want to have to worry about money. Your job will be to take all the money worries off my back." "I see," the accountant said. "And how much does the job pay?" "Okay, I will start you at $80,000. $80,000? The accountant exclaimed. "How can such a small business afford a sum like that?" "That is your first worry." Try to earn it, man. A man went to his doctor to find out the results of a series of tests he has been given the previous week. Unfortunately, it was confirmed. The worst fear. Oh, the doctor said, I'm afraid I have some rather bad news for you. You are going to die in 4 weeks. Oh, the man was so distraught. Doctor, that's terrible. But I want a second opinion. Okay, you are also very ugly. Tell me when you're bored, okay? No. When you had it. In a waiting room, a bishop was sitting in a doctor's waiting room when a red-faced and sopping nun rushed out of the doctor's office. The bishop charged into the office and demanded to know what the doctor had done. I told her she was pregnant, the doctor replied. It couldn't be true, said the outraged bishop. Why ever would you tell her something like that? Well, it sure cure her hiccups. Her hiccups. During the wedding rehearsal, the groom approached the pastor with an unusual offer. Look, Father, I will give you $100 if you change the wedding vows. When you get to me and the part where I am to promise to love, honor, and obey her, and forsake all others, to be faithful to her forever alone, I would appreciate it if you just leave that part out. And he passed the minister 100 bills and walked away satisfied, feeling that it will be done. And then on the day of the wedding, and the bride and groom have moved to that part of the ceremony where the vows are exchanged. When it came to the time for the groom's vows, the pastor looked the young man in the eyes and said, will you promise to prostrate yourself before her, obey her every command and wish, serve her breakfast in bed every morning of your life, and swear eternally before God and your lovely wife that you will not ever even look at another woman as long as you both shall live? The groom gulped and looked around and said in a tiny voice, yes. The groom leaned toward the pastor and hissed afterward, I thought we had a deal. I give you $100. The pastor put the $100 bill back into his hand and whispered back, well, she made me a much better offer. I guess we already had the deal somewhere, no? Very nice.